This is Super Ty. I'm joined with Comic Book Brando, and we're back together for the first time in like 2 weeks.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
We were both on vacations at different times. I was in Seattle. You were in town, just showing your dad the cool spots.
Showing Dad all the hip Austin places.
Yeah, but now we're back together, and we're going to be talking about all the cool books that are coming out tomorrow, which is June 20th, starting tomorrow, 9 a.m. in the morning. So if you have any questions, any books that you're really stoked about, any books that might have been spoiled by the internet today, which happened to me, you can vent your frustrations as well.
But
just
not the spoilers.
Not the spoilers, just how frustrated you are, because I'm pretty frustrated. Just say something at the bottom of the page, we'll answer as quick as we can.
Well, so we can help our fans and friends. What news service spoiled this information for you so they can avoid it?
It was CBR, Comic Book Resources, but they just put it up in my regular feed on Facebook. So
Like as an ad?
it was just like it showed.
You follow them?
Yeah, I follow them already, and it just kind of showed something. I was like, well, crap. And also Marvel spoiled it yesterday. So, but that's all I'm gonna say. Dab nabbit.
What a bummer.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with what... did I say that? Leave a message?
You didn't yet?
Okay.
Well, maybe you did. Yes, comment.
Talk to us. I'm going to start with a book that I really, truly enjoy. This is Black Hammer, Age of Doom, number 3. So the analogs of, classic heroes keeps on happening in this, where we get Jeff Lemire's version of the Endless, Neil Gaiman's. So there's... Pallbearer, which is death, and Timekeeper, which is destiny, and stuff like that. But they're all Black Hammer herself is trapped in Dreamland and is invited to a really crazy dinner. And you're also kind of seeing some machinations. You're starting to get some answers about why they're all stuck in this really crazy town. So I believe the issue after this is all the answers are going to be happening. So you're missing out if you're not reading this. This is a solid book, a really great take on the superhero genre.
Oh wow, that's a big question, Jose. What are y'all's top favorite comics of all time?
Do you want a top 3 or a top 5? I can do top 10's too many, but
We'll do top 3.
top 3 go.
We talk about single comics or comic runs?
I'm gonna say comic runs
Okay.
because single issues is too easy.
Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Spider-Man,
Okay.
Preacher, and every New Direction EC comic.
Cool.
Those are my top 3, but I could probably name a different one every day forever.
Okay. I'm gonna do Planetary. I'm gonna do Astonishing X-Men because it got me back into comics. I was out for a long time. I read one issue of that, and that's how I got back to here. And then you said Preacher. I don't want to take one of yours.
Let's say Preacher. We can both agree that Preacher is amazing.
Doom Patrol.
Ah,
Pretty much any incarnation, but mostly Grant Morrison's run.
fair enough.
Yeah.
I like all those as well.
Yeah. So what's your first?
Now we got Batman number 49 with his beautiful art germ cover.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love his stuff. And we're getting close to the wedding. This is the last part of the Best Man storyline, which of course is prominently featured the Joker. And now we have an issue with the very unusual issue that wraps up this storyline. And I really enjoyed it. It kind of sheds a lot of light on the Joker. Maybe not anything that we didn't know, but there's a lot of context between him and Catwoman.
I flipped through it. It was really interesting.
Yeah, really good read. I've loved Tom King's Batman run, and I'm very intrigued what they're doing. Usually, superhero weddings are a nightmare for me. I'm pretty interested in this, so I'm on board.
Darn it, I should have started with this one. Batman Prelude to the Winning, Red Hood versus Anarchy. So, honestly, during the 90s, Anarchy was kind of not a character I was really into.
I kind of liked him. I had his debut. I was reading Batman pretty heavily then.
Yeah.
And what
It just-
an unusual character.
It weirded me out that he his head was down here, but he had a fake head up here. So that was actually kind of cool. The whole point of this is Red Hood is hired by Batman to just watch over Catwoman's bachelorette party, make sure not too much trouble happens, which is kind of creepy. Trust your lady, Batman. But of course, anarchy jumps in, and chaos happens, as the name implies. Cool little fight issue, cool little subtext between Jason Todd and Batman. I thought was pretty interesting and kind of funny at certain parts because Batman thinks that Jason Todd's just doing this out of the kindness of his heart, and he's like, "Oh no, $150,000, please." Yeah, it was pretty nice. I liked it a lot.
Nice. I'm also loving this ad for the next Preacher season.
Yeah.
I know that storyline. Hit Girl number 5. So we've got a new creative team on Hit Girl with Jeff Lemire and Eduardo Risso. That's a power team there.
Yeah.
It takes place in Jeff Lemire's old stomping ground of Canada, maybe current stomping ground. I don't know where he lives, but I thought, well, maybe this will be like a little bit less violent. It is not. It is super violent. It is Hit Girl at her foul-mouthed, violent best, and really digging this. I love the return to like a kinder, gentler, kick-ass, and a still violent and terrible Hit Girl.
Yeah.
She's so mean. She's so deadly.
And bears.
And Eduardo Risso's artwork on everything is fantastic. So, come on.
There's a fly buzzing around here, and it's driving me insane.
Tormenting us since we started. Right as we started.
So my next one is a new series from Aftershock. It's called Lost City Explorers. It's about a researcher who mysteriously dies, or did he? He might be, he's working for this company, this ominous kind of company, and he might have discovered the lost city of Atlantis. And so his family has to go try and see, is he really dead? Did he get dragged in there? And you're not 100% sure, but artwork's very solid. I'm not 100% familiar with this team of Zach Kaplan and Alvaro Saraseca, but looks pretty cool. I'm in. It looks kind of like an adult Goonies mixed with, murder, or not murder mystery, suspicious death investigation. Yeah. Yes, Angela Lansbury.
Doesn't look like it has too much Murder, She Wrote in it, but... Avengers number 3. This is Jason Aaron's take on Earth's Mightiest Heroes with a very different team than we're used to seeing, although it does have the staples of Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, most of whom are denying that this is like an Avengers team.
Right.
But you've also got like newcomers like a rage-filled She-Hulk, you've got Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange, it's
Black Panther.
Black Panther's in there now. Captain Marvel's hanging around, even though she and Tony were recently at odds. Plus, we found out in an earlier issue that Loki is involved with his final host.
Yeah.
And now Cap's going to have a one-on-one with the God of Mischief to find out what exactly he's doing, why he's doing it, and what kind of problems are going to stem from all of this.
Oh, it's okay, buddy. I feel that way too at around 5 o'clock. My next one is a series that you guys know I'm a huge fan of, Gideon Falls. If you're not familiar with this all, or if you're a fan of David Lynch or any kind of Twin Peaks-ish kind of show, or even Nightmare Cafe, yeah, I'm bringing that one back.
It's a deep cut, buddy.
It is a deep cut. This book is awesome. It kind of takes place over 2 separate storylines, one about a guy who is picking up trash, and it might be like they're like nails and sticks and stuff, and it might be part of something called the Black Barn. And then the other story takes place in the town of Gideon Falls, where this new preacher or priest is just kind of like settling into the town, and it has a lot of secrets. Huge fan of this. Also, Jeff Lemire writing this one with Andrea Sorrentino. They're the team that brought Old Man Logan back into the main Marvel series. Super great book. Probably one of the strongest series that I've been reading in the past 5 months.
Lemire really steps up to write whatever.
Yeah.
He's out to write.
Yeah.
And be it like a personal tale of playing hockey, and or the frozen wastes.
Yeah.
Or having someone kill.
Yeah, or like a
child kill a bunch of people in the frozen waste.
Or like a kid that's also part antlers, or
all sorts of
sweet
Lemire going on tonight.
Yeah.
So we had Black Hammer as well.
Yeah, Black Hammer. He's going to be writing the Sentry in a couple of weeks for Marvel, which I'm stoked about. That's going to be awesome.
I like that he, while doing like sort of big name, big 2 books, he can still do
his own
personal
stuff. Yeah.
too. Good job, Jeff. Shanghai Red #1. This is a new series from Image Comics, also by a creative team I'm not that familiar with. Christopher Sabela, Joshua Hickson,
Hassan Otsmane El Hau.
Really interesting book. It's got like a, you could tell that it's like Stumptown, one of those books that really loves the city of Portland. Although I think we're going to be seeing like a sort of turn of the century seedy Portland here. This first issue, a ship full of, you know, basically slaves. They were shanghaied and taken as indentured servants. They are about to be freed, but one of them, Jack, goes on a murdering rampage to take their own freedom back.
Okay.
Jack also has this crazy secret that I don't know how much is known about it in solicitations, but really cool book, surprises, and just like it's a vengeance tale. So that's got my name all over it. Great art, and I think this is going to be one of my new favorites of the week.
Nice.
I liked it.
Cool. First issue of this, I was kind of like, yeah, I really liked the team, so I'll see what happens, but I really enjoyed the first issue, and the second one was just as good, Ant-Man and the Wasp. So this isn't the Ant-Man and the Wasps that are in the movie, you know, it's not Hope Van Dyne, this is actually Nadia Pym Van Dyne, you know, Hank Pym's illegitimate Russian daughter that was in the Red Room. That's a lot of exposition there. Anyways, they're both like constantly shrinking in the microverse, and it's pretty cool because they like the thing I like about this is it shows the different types of life forms. You know, like you remember when Hulk went to the microverse and it was just like kind of like barbarian stuff. Yeah. So it's weird that they show these different types of civilizations like these giant. I don't know. It's if you can see it, it's just these things with a lot of mouths and like ports in their head, but they're also like having a wedding, and it's like they're even wearing bows and like, you know, suits and ties and stuff. I really like that. It's very inventive. But Ant-Man and Wasp are just trying to get home, and they just keep on coming into all these really crazy problems. So it's really awesome. I don't want to tell you much more than this. It's just a fun ride, and you should really check it out. Mark Waid, when he's having fun, you can tell, and he's having a lot of fun with this one.
Do you have your Ant-Man and Wasp tickets?
I don't. I really want to get some. I saw that they went on sale yesterday.
Yep, got mine ready for opening night.
It's like 2 weeks.
It's
The 6th?
July 5th.
5th.
That's when I'm seeing it.
Yeah. Stoked.
Deathbed #5. So we've got the tale of a man who's lived an incredible life, but now there's some pathos there because he's being forced to see a little bit of what he's done to everyone around him. And his chronicler, Valentine Richards, who's been like sent along with him to tell his story, is trying to pull him out of sort of this funk. Where she succeeds or fails, maybe the weird mummy death cult that is after him will pick up the pieces.
That's right.
We get to see a little bit of Luna's goals and dreams, and a little bit of his past in this one. I mean, we've seen his past in every episode, but earliest past in this issue here. Love this series. Very weird, very exciting. I hope it's an ongoing, but
I think it's a mini, but
I feel like it's a mini.
yeah.
And they can come to a nice, clean conclusion, but I'd like to see it keep going. I like it a lot.
Yeah. The Further Adventures of Deathbed.
Yeah, Beyond Deathbed.
So this is the book I was talking about. I'm not going to mention any spoilers, but this is the book that got spoiled for me, which really cheesed me off because this is a book I've been waiting for forever. This is X-Men Gold #30, the wedding issue. Pick it up, read it. That's all I'm going to say.
Ty is a longtime Colossus.
I'm a huge Colossus fan, so like...
He's been waiting a long
I've been waiting a long time for this, and so you should definitely read it. I'm not going to mention anything. The artwork is very lovely. They switch around for different artists, for different...
segments.
Segments is the word. Super awesome book. It got spoiled for me, but I don't want it to get spoiled for you, so you should just read it.
Can you imagine how many, like, sort of... how many fans have waited for them to get married?
Yep.
I mean, because that's been a long
It's been,
time
yeah.
thing. Maybe not Batman, Catwoman.
Yeah, yeah.
long
But still, I
running,
mean, you know, after Jean Grey and Cyclops, you know, those would be the next ones you would think.
Almost as soon as she showed up, pretty early on, she developed that crush on Colossus.
Yeah.
Get out your kerchiefs, your tissues, if you will, your hankies. Amazing Spider-Man 801 is Dan Slott's last issue of Spider-Man, which alone is enough to make me cry. I've loved this run. I've enjoyed every bit of it, even the things I didn't think I would, like Clone Sagas,
Yeah.
which I'm predetermined to not like. I actually enjoyed it a lot. This is such it's like just a one-shot story, but oh, for any Spidey fan, for any longtime Spidey fan, it gets you in the feels.
Yeah.
It is definitely a tear-jerker, and I loved it. And Marcos Martin was the perfect artist to do the story with Dan Slott. So enjoy it, cry a little, let those feelings out. This is a good one.
Embrace feelings.
Embrace feelings. Have feelings.
My next one is a new number 1, or actually number 601, depending on how you look at it. But I'm really stoked about this because Dan Slott is leaving this to do this, which is the Iron Man, or Tony Stark Iron Man. This is the book that has, like, God, 52 different covers or something.
There's a lot. It's like
Yeah.
all of
All the
Iron
different
Man's
Iron
major
yeah.
costumes.
So there's like each different variant has like a different Iron Man costume happening in it. Really cool, kind of one-shot opener to what Dan Slott's. This is kind of a shot across the bow, like the hey, this is what I'm gonna be doing kind of book. Like, man, what's the term I'm looking for? Raison d'etre?
Opening salvo?
Opening salvo, thank you. I could not think of that term. Basically, Tony Stark, he doesn't want Iron Man to be his own thing anymore. He wants it to be everybody's thing. It's like it's not a suit, it's an idea. Some really cool things if you're a fan of Iron Man. You know, I was very happy when he showed up. Yeah, one of my favorite Marvel characters of all time shows up in this. I'm not going to tell you who. But also, you know, it's just a nice little one-shot story, and then you flip the page and like, oh, there's more that's going to be happening that'll delve in here. Really awesome story.
Yeah, it's super rad.
Yeah.
One thing I learned about Dan Slott after a couple hundred issues of Spider-Man, he really knows how to like celebrate the history of a character while doing new, interesting things with those.
Yeah.
That history.
Yeah.
Iron Man's in good hands. Tank Girl All-Stars. She's been around for 30 years.
Really?
30 years, man.
I was 5 when Tank Girl came out. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
She's been around a while. And now we're celebrating with a mini-series that has some of her best and brightest creators working on her. And also, like, celebrating some of her history. So, like,
Oh, okay.
this first story is all about her various costumes and her
Yep.
own reflections on them. A lot of fun, really cool. I always push the Tank Girl comics because I think that they're like the most punk rock thing on the shelf.
Yeah.
Always has been and probably always will be. So if that sounds appealing to you, give it a read. And look at that Ashley Wood cover.
Yeah. I like Ashley Wood.
So good.
So, in the DC New Age of Heroes, there's a really interesting first issue of the New Challengers, and the second issue is coming out, where it has a lot of twists and turns that you're not expecting. Hackers, sea monsters, maybe a return of a team that you didn't think was coming back. Scott Snyder, not Scott Snyder. Who is it? Is it Scott Snyder? I'm sorry. I'm a little tired. Yeah, Scott Snyder and Aaron Gillespie are writing this with Andy Kubert doing the pencils. And little twists and turns. I like that because, you know, it brings back some of the old school challengers of the unknown, like giant monsters for no reason, here we go, kind of thing. But also brings in some of the newer ideas about what these guys could fight, you know, with new ideas and new, not just always punching and blowing things up, but, you know, new ways of dealing with problems.
Nice.
I dig it.
Sea monsters that can hack. The Man of Steel number 4 of 6. This is Brian Bendis's opening salvo on Superman, and we're getting to see him and Kara, Supergirl, fight through the skies of Metropolis. His name is Rogol Zar.
Yeah, Zar.
I have trouble with that name.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. All the Kryptonian names, very, very tough on me. So they're fighting across the Metropolis skyline, and Superman's just trying to figure out what's going on. Why is this happening? How is this being testing him? What is its purpose? Although maybe Superman knows a little bit more than what he's letting on, or what he even thinks he knows. So give this one a read, see this continuing storyline, and get ready for Bendis's run on Superman. Because it's here, baby.
My last single issue is Justice League number 2. The first issue was very, very solid. And that one the art was Jim Chung, I believe. This one is actually Phil Jimenez, I believe.
So good.
Yeah. There's some really cool things happening in this. Scott Snyder picked a really good team to be working this on, because it's like classic mainstays that haven't been used in forever. Like Martian Manhunter's on here, Hawkwoman or Hawkgirl, whichever you want to call her. John Stewart Green Lantern. I'm glad that he's back around. Also some Legion of Doom, which I'm always a fan of as well. They kind of made a big thing in the first issue, and you see machinations. You see probably one of the funnest Batman lines I've read in a long time, which I was just like, oh wow, they said that. It's pretty great. And then Superman immediately just goes, we're never going to say that line again. So I thought it was pretty great.
Oh yeah,
it was pretty awesome. It takes me a while to get into a Justice League book, but not on this one. This one I just jumped in immediately. I thought it was great. So yeah, punch in the face. It's great.
Our very own Dan agrees. Jimenez is awesome.
Yes.
Agreed.
And I think Saul was asking if Hit Girl was much better with Lemire. What do you think?
So Lemire is awesome.
It's kind of apples and oranges.
I mean, as long as Hit Girl's like hyper violent, that's kind of what I'm getting out of the series. The clincher is Eduardo Risso is my favorite working artist.
Yeah.
He's just absolutely the best to me. So I'm gonna pick whatever story arc he's working on every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lemire is a fine writer, and I just like I like this Canadian storyline more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just watched Super Troopers 2, so I feel more akin with my Canadian stories.
Nice. And speaking of Eduardo Risso,
Speaking of, Brian Azzarello, former Eduardo Risso compatriot with 100 Bullets, one of my, also a book I would list in my top 3 that changes every day.
yeah,
Moonshine, number 11. These two get back together, and they've been telling a story about werewolves, moonshine. Recently we've been on a sort of a chain gang situation, and that blows up in everyone's face in this issue right here. You do not put a werewolf on a chain gang.
oh, that would actually be really awesome to see.
It's kind of like Cool Hand Luke with a murderous werewolf.
Sweet.
Really good, awesome, gritty, and what's the word I'm looking for? Just like
Mean?
super mean.
Mean-spirited?
Everyone's mean spirited. Everyone's mean, like this old bird on the cover. She's scary.
This old bird.
We haven't even seen her really do anything but just be intimidating. Ugh.
My next one is from friend of the store, Donnie Cates. This is his Doctor Strange. First volume of that, called God of Magic. A lot of surprises in this one. If you haven't picked up Doctor Strange in a long time, like if you're reading Jason Aaron's run, and you, sorry man,
Good try.
and you kind of just fell out of it, you should pick this up, because this throws a lot of things out of the window. Also, a lot of things get thrown in through the window that you were not expecting. Also, the creation of one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe right now, Bats, the Basset Hound. Spectacular series. And more on Donnie in a little bit. We got something coming up with him pretty soon. So,
Dan corrects us. It's Jorge.
Jorge Jimenez. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dan. Thank you.
Also excellent artist.
Yes.
Black Mask brings us the craziest cosmic Kirby-licious Volume 2 of Space Riders. If you listened to me at all a couple years ago, you read Space Riders 1 and probably loved it because it is awesome and laid back and wild and fun. And now the second volume introduces a new evil gathering power. And our favorite crew has to reunite to kick its ass. I love this book. I think everything about it is just perfect for me. Alexis Zirit is, like, again, another favorite artist. Fabian Rangel Jr. tells a cool space tale that's all about, being awesome and looking good.
My friend told me that I need to sound out the words of what I want to say. I just get so excited.
He
about
gets
comics.
a little ahead of himself.
Yeah, because comics are awesome. Next one for me is Dark Knight's Rising. So, I'm not gonna lie, I thought the idea was kind of hokey, a Flash Batman and a Cyborg Batman, whatever.
I'm with you on that.
And then I read it, and it blew me away.
It was awesome.
It was way better than I thought it was going to be. This is a collection of all of those. It's the Batman Who Laughs, the Red Death, the Drowned, the Dawnbreaker, Murder Machine, Merciless, Devastator. It's great. I was very impressed with this, and it's just, ugh.
All these issues were immediately hard to get.
Yeah,
the first print.
immediately.
So now you can get like a nice foil cover, hardcover of them.
Yeah, and it's awesome. It also includes the one shot called The Wild Hunt, which took place between issues 5 and 6. Huge fan of this. I usually wait for soft covers to purchase, but I'm probably going to buy this tomorrow morning because it was that good of a story.
It's so over the top.
Yeah, it's over the top.
Just that's all it wants to be, is be the craziest story ever, and it does a pretty good job of that.
It does.
His name is Mike, right?
Yeah.
Mike says Space Riders is awesome, and I can't wait to pick up Volume 2.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's amazingly fun.
Detective Comics, Volume 6, Fall of the Batman. So we've got the first victim, and their victim syndicate has turned Gotham against Batman, and they're even threatening to unleash all the villains of Arkham.
Mm-hmm.
Red Robin has returned and is trying to reunited a spark with Stephanie Brown, the spoiler, and it's up to our heroes, the Bat family, to try to stop these people from causing a great amount of terror. But one of the Bat family has a decision to make that might rip them all apart. Really good storyline. Love this. James Tynion IV tells an awesome Bat tale and utilizes all the characters incredibly well. So if you are a fan of not just Batman but his pals, then there you go. Because Batman has pals.
Yes, he does.
His buddies.
Mike, I'm also sad that Batwoman got canceled. It's a bummer. Hopefully they'll, find another avenue for her. But yeah, it was really, it's one of the best Bat books going on. Another Bat book that is coming out tomorrow is the second part to Batman: The Dark Prince Charming. This is from what's his name? Marini? I can't remember his first name. I'm sorry, and I don't want to open this up, because I like to. But it's this is a pretty crazy story. This is a two-parter hardcover series, and this is all that they're going to do. And it's from Europe. It's been a long time since Volume 1 came out, so I kind of forgot the story. Crap. Sorry.
It has been a while. You have to reread them together.
I have seen a lot of the preview art of this, though, and it looks very cool. It's very stylized in that Euro circus-y kind of feel, So I'm going to have to pick this one up, too. Darn. I'm running out of money.
Death Stand and Other Stories. Here's another beautiful black and white collection of the EC stories of Jack Davis, one of my all-time favorite artists. The first artist whose style I recognized. I could look at a picture and go,
oh, it's Jack Davis.
For me, it was that's that mad guy.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, Jack Davis, once I learned his name. And this is not horror stories that Jack Davis is often known for, but these are his hard-hitting war stories written by Harvey Kurtzman, who did all the war stories for EC Comics, one of my top 3 favorites, by the way, for Two-Fisted Tales and Frontline Combat.
Yeah.
These things don't glorify war. They show like the dark, intense, real side of war. And remember, these were comics read by kids
Right,
in the
yeah.
50s, so that they got a real glimpse of the kind of war is hell in these stories. So awesome book, beautifully put together by Fantagraphics. Every one of these artist edition books that they do is just phenomenal.
Our friend Dave gave me a copy of Seduction of the Innocent that I've been reading.
The original?
Yeah. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it's by Frederick Wilhelm, and he was the guy. Wortham. I'm sorry. I don't want to say his name correctly because he was a famous foe of comics, and EC was a huge target of his.
Yeah, he didn't like anything.
No, he was a horrible person.
I wouldn't say he's a horrible person, but he was motivated by weird things. He really did believe comics were going to lead to the downfall and further
seducing of innocence.
Public menacing attitudes of our youth at the time.
Mike says I need to stop giving all my money back to my employer. Maybe.
Job security.
It is job security. My next one is, I've been telling you guys about this series. Originally, I think it was supposed to be a mini-series, but they are continuing it on. This is Ice Cream Man, which is a really messed up anthology horror series. It's horror, but not in the way you're thinking. It's more of that subtle on the periphery kind of horror. It's not monsters and whatever. It's more of just like, oh, this is what's really going on in real life, kind of.
Unsettling,
yeah.
Carnival of Souls, real life.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
One would say it's kind of like Nightmare Cafe.
Would we say that?
No,
one would say that.
One would say it. No, it's not really like Nightmare Cafe. Anyways, I really dug this. We actually sold out of the first issue really quick, and luckily we got some extra second printings in. I'm a huge fan of anthology horror, and this did a really great job at it. Nightmare Cafe.
Look at this beautiful
thing's
thing.
Awesome.
Okay, so for those of you from the 80s, you probably recognize this, or at least the general shape and look of it. This is the new Legend of Zelda Encyclopedia. Dark Horse has been putting together these beautiful, beautiful books celebrating the history of Link's adventures and Hyrule and the entire world and all the games and everything. This is the deluxe edition. There is also, I believe, a regular edition, but how could you not want this perfect...
This is so awesome.
Slip-cased, just like the original game, golden just beauty. If you're going to have a Zelda encyclopedia, this is the one you want, for sure.
Yeah.
Gorgeous book. I can't wait to crack mine open and just stare at it.
Yeah.
I have like all the other ones they've done, and they've all been great, but this one just looks like the piece de resistance.
And like when I was growing up, I had the original game. Me and my brother would play it when we got out from school and stuff. So seeing that brings back some feelings. Embrace feelings. Do you remember? Yeah, you should really buy it, Mike.
Mike says doesn't want to ask what that Zelda book is going for, but probably going to buy it. So the special edition, like the fancy pants one here, is a mere $79.99.
Yeah.
Well worth it.
Do you remember Nintendo cereal?
Oh, yeah.
Whereas like two little bags, and one was Mario and one was Zelda.
The Nintendo Serial Entertainment System.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember that perfectly.
I even remember the jingle for the commercial, but I'm not going to sing it.
I'd like you to.
No, that's okay. Maybe on the extras of the DVD of this.
Yeah.
So my last one, of course, is the Sidekick Special of the Week, and this is Chris Claremont returning to the Uncanny X-Men. This is Chris Claremont's X-Men: The New Age, End of History, Volume 1. Usually goes for $12.99. We're doing this for $4. Yeah, we have this available over at the Sidekick store, first thing in the morning, 9 o'clock. If you're a fan of Claremont, Alan Davis.
Say, Alan Davis,
yeah.
I work at that.
Yeah, Olivier Coipel. I always want to make sure I say his name right because he's so good. Coipel. Solid early 2000 stuff.
Mike says, God, Nintendo cereal is terrible. Good boxes, though.
Correct.
You know what cereal was good?
Many of them. I love cereals. Which one?
Fair point, but I was going to say
Cookie Crisp, Trix.
E.T. cereal.
ET cereal,
It's
really?
peanut butter cereal.
Huh.
It was so good.
Hmm.
And I think C-3PO's was the same, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay.
I don't remember eating C-3. I remember eating them. I don't remember their flavor, but I remember specifically ET cereal was peanut buttery.
Hmm.
Because I thought like he just looked like peanut buttery.
Yeah. Cool. So,
Look at that finger.
so let's talk about all the things we got coming up. I was mentioning that we got something coming up with Donnie. First, I'm going to tell you about the day before that. On July 3rd, July 3rd, we are having a midnight release for the Batman wedding issue.
Whoa.
As well as for Donnie's books that are coming out as well.
Now, is it going to be just those DC and
That we're going to have to get back to you on. I know the DC book, but we're going to have, like, you know, cupcakes again. Kaylee's going to be cooking those.
at midnight?
Yeah.
Midnight cupcakes.
Midnight Cupcakes,
It's
which
a
is now
sinful treat.
Yeah, that's now our Alice Cooper cover band name.
No,
Midnight
yes, I'm
Cupcakes.
into that.
So we're gonna have that. Then the next day we're having a signing with Donnie for his Cosmic Ghost Rider book, as well as Death of the Inhumans. I'm stoked about both of those.
Now we know you got plans for the 4th of July, but
Yeah.
you should make sure to cut aside a slice
Yeah,
of that day
before the fireworks, come on by.
for some
Get both signed.
fireworks.
Yeah.
Donnie Cates makes fireworks.
He does, illegally.
Comic book fireworks.
Then on July 11th, we are also having a signing with Sean McKeever.
That's right.
Which I'm very stoked about. That's for his book, Station Zero?
Station Zero.
Station Zero, yeah. So that one's going to be really fun. He's going to be here from noon to 3 that day. I think he can only come in for a small window, so he's going to be here for the lunch rush during that. So, yeah, there's stuff going on. So what else? Oh,
Rainbow Jam.
Yeah, Thursday we got the Rainbow Jam. That's this Thursday from 7 to 10. I'm going to be here. Ray's going to be here. A couple of other people that work here. But it's, I don't know if you want to be coming by. But
I'm sorry. Mike says, I feel like depending on your lifestyle, midnight cupcakes are perfect. My lifestyle always has space for midnight
Mike, you
cupcakes.
need to come down, man. I want you to meet everybody
hang out.
because they all know about you through this. I lost what I was going to say. Oh, Rainbow Jam. So the Rainbow Jams are LGBT night. Everybody's invited. Allies are welcome as well. We have some drinks. We have some snacks. Talk comics.
Good times.
Yeah, it's really fun. We don't really have anybody doing like a talk like last time with Lila Sturgis came by last time, but you know, just nice, safe atmosphere. If anybody wants to come by,
out.
yeah.
Did Catchy draw our...
Yes, Kachi did do our. I don't know if you can see it. You can see the bottom half
See
of
the
it.
very bottom bit of it.
There's a picture of it on the event page.
Yes.
So, what do you got going on?
Not much. I'm just kind of... I had a week off, so I'm just kind of like rejoining the world.
I love having a week off, but I hate the day getting back because I'm just like, what did I do? What did I miss?
Well,
Here we go.
on Mondays I always have a ton of things to do, so it's no big deal.
Yeah.
But right now I'm grading comics. I'm doing a Preacher run right now. So if you're missing any Preacher issues,
Ooh.
you might want to stop by and say, "Hey, I need issue so and so," and I'll go, "Hey, we have that." Just plowing through an alphabet, getting to the next alphabet. It's the eternal task,
Yeah.
honestly. Other than that, getting excited for some releases for Magic the Gathering over at Outlaw Moon. We got the Core 2019 set coming out pretty soon. We got a Store Championship tourney happening. I don't know if that's this Saturday or next Saturday. I gotta look that up.
Oh, cool.
I forgot.
Nice. Doing something tonight?
We're just gonna go over there and draft some Battle Bond over at Outlaw Moon after this.
Okay.
Nothing on film, and the D&D groups both had to take a little bit of a break because of scheduling. But soon they'll be finishing up the Storm King's Thunder storyline, and then we'll be starting up all new groups. So if you're interested in learning about D&D or joining a D&D group, you can join our D&D at Outlaw Moon Facebook
Oh, that's cool.
group.
I didn't know you put up a page of that.
Yeah, I started that a couple weeks ago, I think. And when we'll discuss like new campaigns, or even if you just want to try to meet up with some folks to try to get in some D&Ding or other RPGs at the store,
Sweet.
you can do that.
Nice. You got anything else?
Mike says, ET cereal was peanut butter Cap'n Crunch. With the exception of it was like shaped like delicious E's and T's, not
Delicious E's. And
not
T's.
razor mouth cutting Cap'n Crunch shapes, which I do also still
So
love.
did they use the mold from the T's to make Mr. T cereal?
Which was also peanut butter. How come
So-
all licensed cereals are peanut butter?
I don't know.
Except G.I. Joe, Stars, those are like...
See, they need to make a Netflix documentary called The Cereals That Made Us. That would be awesome.
Oh man, so one of the things I did last week during my staycation was I plowed through all of those.
Yeah, those.
So
the Toys That
good.
Made Us it was an amazing series.
There wasn't like a whole lot of things I didn't know, but man, just the way it's presented is beautiful. I love the little dramatic reenactments they have at the
Oh,
beginning
yeah.
of every episode.
The Transformers one was great with the
Transformers-
Marvel Comics thing. That was awesome.
Transformers episode was almost tear-jerking as well.
Yeah, it was.
So good.
Well, I guess that'll do it for us tonight. You can follow me at SuperTidenton1. You can follow you at...
Midnight Cupcakes. No, I'm in a comic book brand now.
I was going to end with Midnight Cupcake. Anyways, but you can follow both of us at Austin Books, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay tuned for Midnight Cupcake's release of their awesome album.
Sing the song.
No, I'm not.
Oh, boo.
Sorry.
You've just.
I embarrassed myself enough on this show.